Hello and welcome to this COMP6259 Advanced Game Design and Development video from the University of Southampton. My name is Tom Blount, I'm one of the lecturers on the course, and today I am joined by...
So Dave Millard, I'm also one of the lecturers on the course.
And I'm Callum, one of the demonstrators on the course.
So today we're going to be looking at some of our students' coursework. Dave, would you mind telling us what we asked the students to do for this coursework?
So it's a nice open brief. They could do whatever type of game they wanted, but it had to have at least 3 elements. It must have some procedural generation, it must have a multiplayer mode, and it must have some AI so that you can play versus the machine as well as another person.
Fabulous. Let's look at our first game.
Here we go. Okay, here we go.
So this one is Dual Kingdoms. A bit of a interesting title screen.
So I guess
tutorial and controls.
Do that.
Ooh. Each player selects a team. You've got 3 units on your team.
Okay. There's a little next button down the bottom.
The graphics Marcus looks very different from the other members of our team.
Click on a character, see their movement range. If it is that team's turn, you can click on a hiding space to move there. Press escape to cancel the highlight you cannot cancel after moving.
Okay, so like turn-based tactical combat game.
Yeah, so when you move, option faction will appear depending on the type you're on. Attack and range. So they built XCOM.
Alright.
When you click attack, your weapon range will show. Click on a target on a red square to attack them.
So already I would like to know my weapon range before I attack, because that's how I need to move into weapon range.
When you move to a village, you have one of 3 options. To reclaim it, it's not claimed by bandits. You can siege a village, claimed by another player, or you can visit a village you own to access the shops and goods. Okay.
Again.
When you move to a castle, you can either siege an enemy's castle or visit your own. Visit your own allows you to access a shop.
Okay.
Okay, oh my life, there's more of it. A couple of things. After you click on a unit, the view unit stat takes you to this screen. There's some stuff about some stats. You can tell I'm getting bored now.
Yeah.
I'm reading too much.
Backstory.
Right? Yeah, there's some stuff, there's some weapons and some things. Right,
Okay,
let's go for it.
So not just tactical
Now
combat.
I can finally explain how to work.
Probably best to start with that.
Destroy the castle.
As the HP stats decrease when you siege it, destroy your opponent's castle to win.
Okay.
So we do multiplayer to start with.
I guess.
That's what we traditionally do. Player 1, I will play as Sigval, the Vastan Kingdom. Player 2,
What's the next one over?
Arthur.
No.
You
You get the whole team.
Oh yeah, the Stormguard Legion.
Although-
That's a great
Oh,
name.
do you? Oh, I assumed you
Your knight looks very similar no matter who you're playing as.
Yeah.
They don't have it.
Oh, actually, wait, no, Shadowfang Clan.
Cool.
That's
To battle.
To battle.
okay.
Alright.
Team Blue.
We've got some sea.
Turn
We've
1.
got some grass.
I've got a feeling.
Are you
The-
Team Blue?
I think so. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Who's Team Blue? That's me.
I think
isn't it?
that's you.
Yeah, I don't have a
You've
horse.
You've got a horse.
Right, and I can
As
look
we
around
say.
the map.
Oof. This is
A mini map or something to show us the
is
whole,
this what
the whole map relative.
that
Yeah,
square
I'm
up in
not
the
sure
top
what
right
this
was
is
supposed to
This
be?
is just the
No,
thing I'm over.
that shows the unit you've got selected. Or the
So
unit.
there's a sort of thing up there.
Do you
Let's
wanna
go
go-
up there.
Let's try claiming that village.
So we're going to move up here.
So I don't have my hands on the controls of this one. I can just backseat game both sides.
So I have to click wait.
You never have your hands on the
And I
controls.
click on him, and you goes up there as well.
Oh wait, do I have to use the
Wait.
mouse and keyboard as well?
I think you
You
might
have
have
to
to
use
use
the mouse.
you have to use the same.
It might be
mouse.
better for you to play then, as you're
Right.
within mouse
I'll
range.
take over.
Okay, and that's it. Am I done?
Yeah, so it says now Team Green.
Team green.
So we have to go track down Team Green, I guess.
But can I move?
But this is my man.
Yeah, I don't think you can move them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can select them.
So
but
you
can't
can.
move them.
Oh dear.
Oh, you can multiple select them. Oops. Can't deselect them. Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
I think
Oh, there you are.
You could press escape. Oh,
So-
I like the fact that the colours of the sprites change depending on what team you're on. That's kind
So,
of nice.
so,
That's one of the nice things. Well,
so
the
we're,
nice
we're,
thing.
we're actually sharing controls here, right? So Tom and I don't have different controls. We just here's the mouse. Your turn.
Well, you know, hot seat gameplay. That's
Classic.
all right. Your turn. I'm surprised that
It
the
would be
camera
nice-
doesn't snap
Yeah.
back to. But I guess if your units are moving and you've got
Yeah.
lots of different types of
But
units,
it
where-
could at least pick one of your units to snap back to.
yeah,
You know, I mean, that's what Civ does, for instance.
I was going to say like a civilization style, like next unit, end turn thing.
Team
kind of
green.
nice.
And yeah, and more a clearer indicator of whose turn it is. For instance, we've got Team Green and Team Blue. It could just change the colour of the background.
I think.
Yeah.
Is it? If it is changing it, I'm not noticing
I was saying, I think I travel faster on roads, but I'm not sure that's the case.
Interesting.
But yeah, I have no idea what my attack range is, so...
Well, I guess you
I
would...
go.
Yeah, like if this green background
Right,
just switched
so here we
blue
go.
now, it would
So
be
I can
easy.
now
but I wanted
To the town.
claim the town.
So you
Marcus
Seize the village. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it does look like you move faster on roads. Well, that's...
Which is kind of... That
that's
makes the
nice.
procedural landscape...
Have I got anything left?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh no! I've done that thing again. Ah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
No,
you've moved him to the same
you've
spot,
moved
so
one
now
spot.
I
that's
did
that's
want to
his
move him to the
turn.
same spot.
Well,
No, that's not fair.
And you
God.
can't cancel.
I can't cancel. I can't really. I'm not happy.
Welcome to Hot Seat Games.
You'd be like a lot of, like particularly modern board game implementations also have a what's the word? Like an undo button, which is really nice.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. Welcome to classic Hot Seat Games.
Classic games. Yeah.
So are you just going straight for Dave's troops?
Yeah, I mean,
Why not?
What else, right? My goal is to get the Oh, there's a barbarian over here.
No, that's not Barbarian, that's Cedric.
Cedric the barbarian.
He might not be. He might just be a suspicious guy in the woods.
He's not wearing green or blue, therefore he's a barbarian.
Right.
So you can click on this village now, and we can see what shops you've got.
Visit the village. Oh, he's moved again.
so you have to move into the village
Yeah.
to
So he's
visit
gonna
it.
visit the
Something.
village.
You have
Oh,
to. You have
no
to take your move
funds.
first.
Village
Claim
UI.
funds.
Claim funds.
Claim
item.
item.
Village UI. Nice, good.
Claim item do anything.
Claim items or anything. Claim funds and do anything.
Pawn
Pawn
shop.
shop.
Pawn shop
UI.
Ooh,
I could buy some stuff.
I don't know
But
what
I've got
you-
no
you-
money.
I don't know what that is.
Try
sell
buying it.
anything?
Let's see what happens if you try to buy.
I'll buy.
No,
buy
that's stuff.
rusty.
That's stuff you've got and you're selling.
Oh, yeah. Don't. Yeah, no, that's bad.
You
Okay.
probably want to buy that.
Bring
back.
it. No, yeah. Okay,
Well
that could
noticed.
have been clearer.
Back to village.
Why did I say anything?
Shop.
I should have let him say all this.
Oh, here's the shop.
Hey,
Rusty
I
magic,
was
rusty
told off for
bows,
doing that
different.
earlier.
Back to village. Leave. I can't do anything.
So I would assume that the village
Oh, you have
generates
to
you
hit
money
wait, I think,
over-
then.
Yeah. Generates you money over time, but it'd be nice if there was an indication of that, or you had like central funds.
I think you might be in range to be able to... you might be able to get in range to attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So do I click there to attack?
I think you probably don't want to be right next to him, though, because you've got... It's like a wizard.
I think you should stand right next to me. See what?
If I click there, it will go to you can wait or something nonsense.
Well, no.
Well, you
it'll
might
say
be in
you can
attack
attack if you're
Attack!
In, there you go. So now we can see only just.
Perfect.
I dealt you 1 damage.
You dealt
There you
1
go.
damage.
You won't recover from that.
All right. Let's. All right.
How much? How much health? Oh, you can view unit stats down there, can't you?
Bonk.
How much?
8
Can you?
damage.
8 damage.
Wow, that's what. Okay. Wait, does
I'm not
view
happy
unit
about
stats
this.
Sturdy magic.
a priest dragged into war when all he
2
wanted
out of
was
10.
an app?
This is my person, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your-
Because you just clonked him
Oof.
on the noggin.
You can
So
get
8
walloped.
damage.
Okey-doke.
Well, I think what we've just proved there is the whole glass cannon theory. But unfortunately, there's quite a lot of glass and not much cannon.
It feels like there's quite a lot of slow build, like the movement rates of our units and the fact that we start on opposite sides of the map. Feel like there's.
Can I run away? And then attack you?
You can try, but you'll just die tired.
That 1 damage.
You've got a knight. The knight would probably be good.
Can he come here and attack you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, flip. All right. Oh, wow. That's very
16 damage. Fenrir died. Marcus. Yeah,
You're so dead.
the UI on this needs some testing, I think.
Again, we're playing on quite a large
Did I get
resolution
any?
screen.
Did I get any?
Still,
It's massive. You didn't get any gold.
No
for it,
gold.
claim funds, maybe.
No.
No.
Well, it says unit fund 0. Maybe you can claim funds from the village. I don't know.
I can only move once, and then once I've moved, I can't move again.
You might.
you
You
can still
can
visit.
visit again, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if you press claim funds? Do you...
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
I did that before. Right. There we go.
Should we?
Should we start talking about the...
Team Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
We seem to have found everything.
So are there any other villages that I could...
I don't think, from what I can tell, you've got. Okay.
So
presentation.
My gut reaction is it's workable, right? At best.
I mean,
it's.
I think it's.
Yeah,
I don't think
flawed.
it's workable.
So pass would be flawed.
I mean,
Simplistic or many inconsistent elements.
And if you just compare these two character designs.
Yeah, you're right.
It's.
So poor would be problematic, simplistic, and poorly chosen elements.
There's also, as far as there's no audio, is there? Oh wait, did you mute the
right.
TV earlier?
Yes. Well, my shall I play for you and we can murder my.
Go on then. You murder.
Let's step up and then you got a sound effect.
Did you
there
kill
does
my
not
knight?
seem to be. Yes,
I did.
he did. So there doesn't appear to be any sound effects either, or music.
I also couldn't find a way of building more units, so this might be a very short game.
You did 2 damage. I think you might just have really weak troops.
What Sigval.
I mean, the knight was pretty good.
Team
Maybe.
Green. Okay, so you're right. So
Maybe it's like a
pass
type.
would be simplistic or many inconsistent elements. Poor would be simplistic and poorly chosen elements. And I think there's a lot going on, but I think.
I mean, it's not.
Some of the fonts and things are a problem, like that tiny little bit of script at the bottom.
That's a good point. None of the UI scales well, and it's often hard to tell what's going on.
So strictly speaking, again, that's because we're on a large screen.
I
said if we were playing on 1080p, that was the important thing.
I think that if you were being generous, you'd say it was a pass.
So the UI
when have I been generous?
So the UI scaling isn't the thing that concerns me, but the sprites are a bit inconsistent.
It's just generally slightly ugly.
Yeah, and there's also even if you consider
the buttons as well, I thought about that as well.
And even if you do take the
I wouldn't say ugly. I might say unpolished.
No, I'd go ugly.
I would also say ugly.
So
I think it's
So I think
it's at least at the pass.
I think we go for the pass. And in terms of play,
okay, yeah, it's not.
Like for example, like looking at this, you can tell what's water, what's road.
Yeah,
what's
I wouldn't.
trees.
There's
Oh,
water.
hang on.
Oh yeah.
Have you killed me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know what you do now.
You have
Can you go to- Can you go to your castle and do something there?
No, because I haven't got any characters to click on.
Or if you click on your castle.
Castle? Where is my castle? Oh, here's my castle.
Nope. Okay,
Here's-
I guess you
here's
just
the
wait
people.
until Tom
I guess
kills
that's the end. Oh, he has killed me.
you. Yeah.
Well, no, because I've got
And I can't.
You can't wait because you've got no
can't wait.
units.
I think we've just got to.
Okay, well that
Well,
brings
let's
us
talk
into
about meaningful play.
yeah.
Yeah.
May have critical bugs.
It feels like it
well,
might.
so a pass here would be simple game with few mechanics, awkward controls, may have serious bugs.
So it definitely has a serious bug in that if you kill the other person's the person's troops, the game stops working.
That's less a bug and more is just unfinished.
Yeah, it's a
Unfortunately.
feature.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, so poor would be insufficient mechanics, difficult controls, may have critical bugs. I don't think it's there.
Other than the critical bug.
Yeah.
Maybe the mechanics ultimately are quite straightforward. You might argue that they're a bit limited.
Well, we don't.
So for me,
we have not yet worked out how most of them work, like the villages and buying
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, it feels like there's
and even
quite a
like
range of
how to
mechanics.
expect what the combat's going to do.
Yeah.
So like,
actually,
you're not
another thing
making
for the-
meaningful decisions because you
Yeah.
got your wizard and
Yeah.
like, oh, it does 1 damage, and
So-
then the knight does 8.
So that
But
is
you've got no indication of that.
Yeah. You have some indication. You have
But it's
this, but how does that convert into damage?
yeah.
So I think a pass it might be a pass. Simple game, few mechanics, awkward controls, may have serious bugs. I think you might argue that there are elements of it that are poor. Insufficient mechanics, difficult controls, may have critical bugs. I don't think they've got critical bugs, but
I would say this is a critical bug. But again,
well,
or rather go back.
you've won, right? So
Oh no, I haven't, because winning the game is destroying your castle, and I can't destroy your castle.
Well,
meta level strategy.
So
get yourself killed so they can't win.
Maybe we compromise and say it's halfway between a pour and a pass.
Yeah, I think so. I think they may have like an interesting set of mechanics with the buying of items and the conquering of villages, but it looks like it's kind of unfinished.
And we're never going to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me reload it.
I'm going to quickly skim through the game notes.
Okay.
So
should we do?
I'm going to give that to you.
So
I reckon let's try single player.
Yes.
Okay. And meanwhile, let's have a look. See what happens when you hit single
real
player.
quick. I want to run through this to double check.
I want to know what
if we've missed anything.
What this procedural generation looks like.
Press escape to cancel highlighting. Yeah, different weapons have different ranges.
That's super zoomed in.
Options. You can see. You can visit.
Oh, you can buy more units.
Yeah, but we
don't have any
into
funds
the castle to be able to do it.
These shops use funds acquired each turn by owning a village, but you didn't acquire funds.
Yeah. Okay. So they've tried to go with a kind of area control thing, but the problem is what happens is you just rush towards each other and kill each other.
Well, as far as I can tell,
it says these stats relate to how much damage they can take or deal.
Yeah.
How?
Come on, let's get into single player because I want to see what the map looks like.
Okay. I'm gonna be the Stormguard Legion this time.
So the knight seemed pretty good.
Boy with giant head.
Is that?
It is slightly different. There's three villages. It's still just a straight shot to the other team.
Yeah.
The green knight looks kind of...
Did they say anything in their notes about the generation?
They do, so we'll talk about that more later.
There also appears to be no barbarians.
It's a bit, let's say, functional. So the map is generated by creating a grid of length x, y, where they use a range of 30 to 40 and 40 to 50 respectively. Each corner of the map is set to be a water tile. The surrounding tiles are then generated using probability based on all the tiles around it, with random variance.
For some reason, the horse is the slowest unit.
They find the first 4x4 space at the top and bottom of the map that do not contain any water and place the castle for each team in those positions. So again, sort of like making sure that it's functional. They then add forest to the land.
They've acquired an extra unit.
They generate row tiles between the two castles.
Yeah.
And then a random amount of villages dependent on the grid size, usually 3 to 5. So we didn't see 3 to 5 last time, I'm pretty sure. And place them equally distant between the two castles. For the characters, all the playable characters are pre-made. The bandit characters are spawned randomly. Items have randomly generated stats depending on the progression of the game and the type of weapon. So again, sort of some rules of how it functionally works, but not why the generated levels are fun.
So that puts it pretty firmly in the satisfactory, right? Straightforward procedural generation that incorporates some effective rules that enable play.
Yeah.
Basically. The AI. So I'm watching the AI slowly creep down towards you.
Visit.
But you want your money.
The AI's behaviour patterns are determined by the backstory of each character, which is kind of interesting.
Crikey.
So presumably, like the Lancer will behave differently from the Archer and so on. The AI works by checking its targeting AI, so it has target near, target strong, and target weak, depending on its background. It then checks its movement pattern to move towards the target. It has a pattern for bandits, which bandits have their own particular movement pattern.
Are you sorry?
It's currently
are you moving the camera? Or?
Yes.
Why are they spawning lots of people?
They just appear to be spawning wizards, and I'm not sure how they're doing it.
They have a wizard in the castle, presumably.
The enemy gains an advantage
I can't do that.
by AI, as a human player is usually capable of strategizing better. The advantage is their ability to use the extra movement after they've attacked, whereas player characters cannot move again after attacking. Interesting.
Okay, that seems an odd choice.
However, if the player is in a losing position, the enemy loses that advantage.
I still cannot claim any funds.
So I mean, they're right in that in a lot of strategy games, the AI will get some sort of like buff. That's usually in the form of they get 10% bonus attack or something, rather than they get an extra move. But it's not unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sort of talk about the decision making for buying new units though.
So, again, so satisfactory here would be an AI system that allows for meaningful single-player play.
I mean, it seems to be like it's moving effectively. It's giving you things to attack.
That's right. What are
It's giving you things to
AI,
fight over.
right. Yeah.
Good would be one that allows challenging and enjoyable single-player play.
He took 0 damage.
Yeah.
How was I supposed to know that? Oh, and I can't reach. Why can't I? Why is my foot guy faster than my horse guy? Calling him a foot guy sounds weird.
Yeah. Don't know.
And
So
I
I'm
still
not
don't
seeing
get any
anything coming
money.
from your village. You're not generating any funds. You also they're busy just spawning characters from their castle. I wonder whether you should just move straight into the castle.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
wondering
send
how they're
this
managing to
boy up
afford
here.
that, because surely they haven't captured any villages yet.
No. So something odd is going on. Yeah, I mean, satisfactory then. AO system allows meaningful single-player play. It's very basic.
It broke.
Oh no.
Oh.
Alright, let's reload it.
I got so far into that game though. So which bit were we talking about? Sorry.
AI.
AI.
Part of the issue is, again, we're struggling to grapple with the play that's there, because a lot of these things are difficult to pass how they're working.
Do you want to try the single player again?
I'm just gonna
and this
rush
time,
them.
Just go into the castle
It takes so
and
long.
see if you can do anything.
Oh, wait, if I move
if you
here,
move into
Visit the
right.
castle, buy unit, train unit.
What's the difference?
Castle funds 0, so they cost 10.
They cost 10 each.
So
Yeah,
let's
return
train
to
a unit.
castle.
Costs
Level up.
20
It costs you stuff. We haven't got any
Okay.
money.
So it feels like the AI may start with some extra money then.
We never get any money
We
though.
didn't get any money. We had loads of. You had 3 villages last time, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
took
actually
over
did.
all of the villages and it never gave me anything. Right, what's the green person doing?
See, this is
Where is their
what I'm
castle?
what I'm wondering.
Okay.
But the road doesn't connect to it.
What I'm wondering.
That's fine, that
is
just slows
whether
them
or
down.
not this sort of weird set of rules for the AI means that it counts as a hindrance, right?
I don't think it's a hindrance.
I mean,
other than
also the AI. I mean, it's not making an awful lot of decisions, really.
But again, is that because there's not an awful lot of decisions to make other than
Yeah.
go to other player
Well,
and hit other
exactly.
player
So I think the game is kind of quite limited
in what the AI is
in
capable
what
of.
in the space it gives the AI
Okay,
to
they're
act.
going straight for the road.
So although it does allow meaningful single-player play, it's quite straightforward.
Okay, would you say sort of at a pass then? So it's, it allows it without hindrance.
Yeah,
So does
I
it
guess.
allow that play, or does it permit that play without hindrance? It probably I reckon it's a pass.
Okie doke.
I think it's kind of. It's not really doing a lot to open the game up and give us opportunities for play.
Alright, so lastly, multiplayer.
So that's what we started with.
I got my
Yeah,
forces
I mean,
too spread
we
out.
sort of had meaning. We had a fight.
Yeah,
Again, really simple, but we did.
and the UI was it made it difficult to sort of know the consequences of our decisions, but in terms of actually, and again, the procedural generation made it so that it was just, well, there's one village in the middle, we'll both
Yes.
go there and fight. It feels like there's a few missing pieces. Like it feels like this game is a good foundation for something that could be incorporating more things. Like right now we've got 2 castles either side of the island, and we go to the middle and we fight.
Yeah.
if there were reasons to send one army over here and send one army over here or something
it's got little elements of territory control that aren't very well developed. I think that's the problem, isn't it? So satisfactory would be an experience that sometimes allows meaningful play for multiple players.
It feels like it's probably there.
It probably is, yeah. We certainly not play at the expense of the other. We're not playing independently. Yeah, I think
this sort of like hot seat, like symmetrical game is kind of interesting because it means you can spend all of your time developing one set of mechanics and then just giving that to both players.
Yeah.
Okay, so feedback. One of the first bits of feedback they got from was to lean into the idea of territory capture and resource management.
Yeah.
Which is why they created the pawn shop. So losing your village is then more impactful since you lose access to any items that you sold to the pawn shop. So maybe that's how the AI generated their money. They pawned off some items, got some money, bought a bunch of troops, and then
but they didn't have any villages.
That later. Oh, okay, never mind then. Other bits of feedback. Feedback intending there needed to be mechanics in place to help players that are losing. Okay. Led to the idea of having the bandits target villages that are occupied by the winning team to cause a bit more...
I think what's really odd listening to all of this is it feels like they're trying to design a territory control game where you gain villages, gain funds, develop armies, so almost more like a Civ style game. But what they've actually built is a skirmish game.
Where is the castle? This time it's at the end of the road.
I mean, maybe that's just the way we're playing it.
I mean, the combat's not dissimilar to Civ as well, right?
No.
I mean, it takes about as long as Civ does as well.
I think that is like, the pacing feels a bit off. Like it took us like 3 or 4 turns to meet in the middle and fight, and there wasn't anything else we could have been doing in the meantime.
So this guy got from here to here in 1 turn. Wild.
He's fleet of foot.
I'm going to say something crazy like, do elves move faster through forests?
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's...
Is he an elf?
So,
they've got
so if we go back to their feedback...
I mean, they are an elf, yeah.
So pass would be feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success.
Another bit of feedback they got from playtesting was adding some variety, so they added like different grass tiles.
Okay.
Yep. Sure, fine. And changing some of the weapon ranges. So some balance tweaks as well. The key bits from the lab were leaning into the idea of territory management and resource management. So they added the pawn shops to make losing a captured village more punishing. To an extent, that sounds like an interesting interpretation of that, but I don't think it's had the success that they were hoping for.
No, so that's why.
So
that's
far,
why I think
having a village doesn't seem to be beneficial. So
exactly. So I think this is why the feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success, which is a pass.
Okie doke.
Sounds about right.
And
then I'm kind of curious what they said for this. What did they go for their expansion?
I'm sure you could make a guess.
Was it VR?
Was it VR? Please tell me they did something locative.
I'm afraid it was VR.
Oh no.
So that would require the game to be worked in 3D, swapping out sprites for models, but otherwise logically it would be the same.
So why did they go for locative?
So why VR? Yeah, why not locative?
Because it's absolutely perfect for territory control, right?
Turn it into
and villages could be points of interest.
Yeah, map it onto
capturing
Southampton.
Points of interest when you encounter another player. You have a skirmish. Crying out for it.
So the unit.
It's really
okay. So
go on. Tell me about how they were going to do the VR version.
So effectively like chess. So you can pick up your units and drop them to places and things like that. So almost turning it into
almost like a
board game,
like a battle, like a tabletop battle game.
I just dealt -2 damage to this knight.
Congratulations, you have healed the knight. Okay. So I kind of
I can
understand
-6
that
damage
from
to it
an
that
aesthetic point of
time.
view, but
when a player wins, they will be able to flip the table and send all of the remaining units flying.
okay.
That I kind of like. I think it's an odd choice to take this and say, but what if I made it a board game? And of those things, like the only real thing that suits the VR is flipping the table, which I don't think is a massive leap.
I'll be honest, I don't think it's a good choice.
I don't think it's the best choice.
They've literally just taken the game and said, what about if we projected it on the table instead?
It soft locked it. And it killed all my units.
Okay. So I think...
They did 24 damage, and I did -6.
A pass would be a proposal to incorporating novel technology that would not hinder the main mode of play.
I mean, it wouldn't. It just doesn't take full advantage of it.
A proposal incorporating novel technology that would hinder the main mode of play.
I don't think it hinders.
It just takes the game and it's instead of playing it on a TV, you're playing it on a table in a VR room.
Yeah, I don't think it hinders it, but I don't think it... So I would say maybe between the two.
Does it not hinder the main... I think it does, because I think you lose stuff from being in VR.
Like what?
Well, you've got to get a headset on,
well, okay.
get into the setting and set yourself up and all the rest of it, right? And it doesn't. You don't get anything for it. You get nothing for it, right?
I will agree you don't get anything for it, but that doesn't mean it takes anything away from it. Like the actual experience is basically identical, except you have not quite tactile because you're not actually touching stuff, but you've got some sort of
But I think you have to. We have to be looking for something that is different in that environment. Otherwise, I'd make this a VR game by putting you in a virtual room and projecting it on the wall, right? And it's like, well, I'm not hindering the game.
But they're not doing that. They're turning it into a little board game where you're moving. You have to physically
moving the pieces.
It's why I'm saying maybe between the two.
All right.
But it's
you persuaded me with the tangible interaction bit. Yeah. Okay.
Where is it currently at meaningful play? Because
currently at a between a pour and a pass. Because
I think with some of the bugs that we've since uncovered, for instance, the fact that you can deal negative damage.
You're thinking a pour.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately you might be right with the crashes.
We have had some critical bugs, which are crashes. Yeah, I think right.
Okay.
So I mean, I like the fact they've done something a bit different from some of the other games we've seen, and but I think they really struggled to reconcile the skirmish aspects of their game and the territory control aspects of their game. And I wonder whether they were worrying too much about some of the details of these individual characters and things, rather than perhaps trying to get the game as a whole to work.
The fact that each individual character has a backstory is kind of nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but the scope feels a bit.
Yeah, you're way away from actually getting to the point of having that working. So.
Okay.
Right, shall we move on to our next game?
Yes. Alright, and this one is Harvest Havoc. So, first off, maybe an example of how not to do a tutorial. That is
or a menu screen.
Or a menu screen. There's a lot of...
Welcome to our game. Keys! Wow.
It's alright. It's a beta, it's a vertical slice.
So I've got WAS to move around.
Yep. Q
and E to move up and down in the UI. Tab to select in the UI. I've got key of the slot you want to use from the toolbar. That should be easy.
T to
Hold
transfer.
T and press the key of the slot you want to transfer to the inventory. Oh my life. Okay. Well, I'll sort of plunge in.
Cool. Can you memorise yours? Good, probably.
Okay.
So first off, you would press Tab to continue and then Enter to start. So let's give that a go.
Okay, and then here's the so
So WSD to navigate.
Is it? See, but I thought it said Q and E to navigate the menus.
That's in game. The main menu is WASD.
Oh my life, my brain.
Okay.
All right, so let's do multiplayer.
On the one hand,
select with Tab, right?
No, select with Enter.
Enter. Oh. It's Tab.
It was Tab to go through the first screen. It's Enter to go through the second.
Oh my life. Okay.
So, on the one hand, I like that you don't have to switch to the mouse and then click a bunch of stuff. You can navigate it all with the keyboard. It's weird that it's that inconsistent straight away, but
yeah. Also, I could really have done with like a keyboard overlay.
Yeah.
Just submitted alongside the game. Right. Harvest Havoc. Welcome.
Right.
Let's go to the market and buy some seeds.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm the guy in the red shirt and all that guy. Market's over.
Oh yeah, I've got.
Over there?
Wait, do I got?
Oh, it's on the left of the big tree in front of you.
Oh, a proper lumberjack.
There's your market.
So I've got.
You can buy some veggies.
I've got like a food thing. I'm getting Agricola vibes.
Yep, I think it's definitely going to go that way.
Ah, it's already come up.
So you've got
what
two
were we supposed to be buying?
Q&E now does this.
You're supposed to be buying seeds. So yeah, now it's Q&E to navigate you.
So if I buy some
Carrot
seeds...
seeds at 10.
So you've got
No.
2 hoes
Carrot
and
seeds
you've
are
got
5.
2 harvesters.
What was it to buy? Enter? Buy?
Tab. No.
Tab?
I'm gonna
So
buy
you've got
some
carrot, not a carrot
tomatoes.
seed.
Oh, have I?
How do I buy it?
Oh, there's carrot seeds underneath.
It's enter.
Let's buy some carrot seeds.
There we go. So you've completed the
lots of
tutorial.
seeds.
Oh, that's gone. Okay.
Okay. How do
Now,
I? Okay,
now
you
it's gone dark.
Oh, I can't.
And how do I get out? Tab?
I think
No,
you just walk
buy
away from it.
Exit? Oh, just walk away.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
Right.
So it's dark.
So
Wait,
I'm guessing
can
it's a
I-
hoe some
Alright,
ground,
sorry.
but I can't see anything because it's dark.
Where are you? Because I've got a harvester and you. I've got
I'm
2
here.
harvesters and you've got 2
Next
hoes.
to you.
Are you?
Do you mind if I
Can't
just quickly
see.
grab
Yeah,
this?
go on. Oh, what was that?
There you go.
I have no idea.
Sped up the
Oh,
time a little bit.
there we go.
you
Oh
sped
no,
up the time.
no. I need to give you this harvester. What was the key for giving people things?
T, and you press
T.
T and then the number.
T2.
And if I do T1,
Yeah.
I'll just give
Oh,
you
I
a hoe.
think T is for you to switch.
No,
Yeah.
is it?
So how do I give people stuff?
Ah,
Do you
right,
not
yeah.
remember?
No.
Oh, that's a
Is
shame.
it shift? No. I'm just going to start hitting keys at random.
So I want to start hoeing. So can I do that over here?
So
Why is it
there's
gone?
a patch of dirt. Let's
I can't see again. It's gone dark.
Okay, you
so
know what?
you
You
can-
don't get a harvester.
Control and L will.
Oh, it's dark again?
Will
Control L.
yeah, we'll speed up the time a little bit.
I'm sure you would be able to see this if you were in like a really dark room. Oh,
Ah,
Hello.
So I'm almost dead.
wait, what's this?
I think.
There's a little trophy here?
So
There's your achievements. So that's how you unlock new
and
stuff.
and then carrot seeds.
Plant
is that
10
4?
carrots, unloot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I've
It
got
does
a
get
hoe.
dark real
Cannot
fast.
use carrot, and then you can't play it.
I can't.
And also, I'm
Wait,
almost
how
dead.
do I use items?
And
I can't
forwarding
remember.
the time doesn't make any difference. Ah,
You can eat you can eat your carrot. Remember?
Oh, can
Oh, it's
There you go.
there
I?
we
Eat
go.
a carrot, and now I'm less dead. I'm not much less dead.
Not-
Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna
That's
have to
because-
move because I can't see anything in the shadow of this.
That's because
hut.
you should cook all of your carrots
Buy.
into carrot soup.
Buy. But how do I buy again? Enter.
Tab.
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 Okay,
Eat
I can't
carrots.
see anything anymore.
Right, I'm less dead.
So if you buy some carrots, you can cook them into carrot soup at the cooking station.
I can harvest.
Well, you can
I've
just eat them.
got
yeah,
some
but
stuff
you
to
get more
harvest,
nutrition from.
but I
it.
don't have
Yeah,
a
well, I'm
harvester.
about to die, so
So I want to buy a harvester.
That's right. You're going to figure out the.
Buy a harvester.
I
Yeah.
starved to death. I spent too long. I couldn't find anything that I could hoe.
So I think if we knew what we were doing from the beginning, the timing would probably have been okay. But given we were learning the game, us starving to death was a problem.
It's a bit punishing.
What they should have done is they should have given us
In
a
that
load
case,
of carrots.
it's tab to return to
To
this menu
Ah, okay.
and not enter.
What they should have done is given us a load of food to start with,
Yeah.
and then just before we starved to death, they should have said, "Oh,
Ooh.
you ought to eat some food now," right? And that would have simultaneously taught us how to use food, and also have given us an extra load of time in order to learn the game.
Mm.
On the one hand, like, sure, in a full release, that's absolutely
That's
what should have been done.
Oh.
So it's P for you to transfer items, by the way.
It's P. Okay, that
Here we
was.
go.
In
Right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go get some
right,
carrot
right. Wait,
seeds.
wait. I
in
want to
a,
give
I
you a
want to
hoe.
show you the most features in my game as possible in a short amount of time. I can see why they decided
Oh wait, I've got
not
to press
to
P and then. Yeah. Okay.
not
I'll
to
give
go
you
super
one,
in
yeah,
depth
to-
into the like tutorializing everything, but it does make it trickier to play.
Oh, you've given me a
I
thing.
Do like I gave you a harvester.
Right, I'm going to buy some carrots on the grounds that I will just die. otherwise.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You
I'm
might
going to
want-
buy some
I'm
potatoes.
also gonna
Potatoes
buy
are good
some
food.
carrot seeds.
Yep. I would immediately go and cook those carrots into soup. So yeah, you can cook your produce at the cooking station, and you can sell your produce when the price is high.
There's a cooking station.
So you can
Carrot
only
soup.
make carrot soup, and the
We get an achievement
Cook.
for harvesting carrot
Cook.
seeds, don't we?
It's not letting me cook carrot
that's
seeds.
because it requires 4 carrots. And you've
Oh no,
only got
that's a
1 left.
carrot. Oh no.
Oh, so I've now got carrot soup.
Yes, it's that tick at the bottom. So the
Oops.
yes, there you go.
The tick at the bottom is the... Oh, the tick is carrot soup.
Yes, there's not an icon for that. They said that in the expo.
Okay, right, let's go.
but, you know.
I've got
Oh,
some
you can
carrot
only
soup.
cook carrots. Okay,
That's,
so
yeah.
Okay, so
Right,
I will
can't
get 1
see
carrot
anything.
soup.
Right. I do find it odd that
It's
you can...
interesting. You only get daylight at like midday as well.
Yeah, this game
Right,
is
there's
too dark.
Also, there's nowhere to.
Oh, there's definitely a plot. So we're going to talk about this when we get to procedural generation. But
let's ho. Let's go for it. One. Showing my age.
There you go.
There's a nice line of carrots.
So you've also got.
I'd like some light back.
Did I get some carrot seeds? I did.
Oh, wait,
You do, yeah.
my hose
4,
broken. That's why nothing's happening.
4.
So the good news is you don't have to water any.
Oh, it's 5.
4.
But the fact that you're.
I still can't see anything. Basically, every time it goes dark, I just want to make it light again because it's impossible.
Okay. Oh,
There we go. I can. So that's 1, isn't it? Let's go and.
Yep. So the tool degradation is interesting as well.
It's
5?
extremely brutal.
Oh, there's the.
Okay, I've got a bunch of carrots. I'm gonna go sell them. Let's see if I can actually sell something.
So if you
I'll try to
harvest
grow
those and then
carrots.
go cook your carrots.
I'm gonna cook some carrots before I die. I've noticed
Actually, that's a
I've
good
not
point.
got
I'll sell the
enough
potatoes.
Well, you've got enough for one. But
66 coins.
Callum's got a spare carrot. You can
I'm
ask him
gonna-
nicely.
Oh, that's a cooking station. How can I?
Okay,
I
so
can't- why
You're
is
just
it
playing
not
the
letting me-
stock market.
Why is
yeah,
it all? Why are they all carrot soups?
Because it's a beta.
I'm not gonna be a farmer. I'm gonna.
Beta
Okay.
carotene. Wait, no, that was bad.
Yes, what it was.
Right, that would be. But even if I cook the carrot soup, I'm basically almost dead.
And we've got beetroots. Okay, I'm gonna buy some tomatoes and see if the price of them goes up.
You're effectively just playing the stock market instead of
Yeah.
farming things.
I'm
What-
not a farmer. I'm a businessman.
What I've decided is that farming sucks.
I'm also gonna
Bad.
get me some carrots because they're quite
all my
cheap at the
stuff's
moment.
broken. Right,
Yeah,
I've only got. That's a carrot. Hang on, I've got.
So the balance
that
and
one,
difficulty.
That one.
Oh
Definitely.
crap! I'm about to die.
Oh,
That
yeah, you are.
one. Yeah, I need some. I need
Well,
more
that's
carrots.
you definitely wasted one of your carrot soups there.
Look, I was panicking.
Let's
Is
go
that
buy some
have you?
carrots.
Okay.
How do I buy carrots? Carrots. So if I buy some carrots,
So the
using
price is currently
tab,
12.
Has the price of the
So,
tomatoes
there you
changed?
What price did you buy them at?
I don't remember.
Oh, that's a shame. Broccoli looked
It
very
was
expensive.
in the tens. Okay.
I think it's gone up a bit.
Yeah, not enough. I'm
Not
gonna
enough.
sell on those.
Where's my carrots gone? It's gone dark again.
Over there.
Stop going dark.
To be fair, with the big glowing purple thing over the top of them.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm not going to be able to harvest because my harvest is.
You might get
It's alright. I've got some tools.
Oh, there you go.
I've got some tools and some seed. Let's
Great.
go actually
Well, now
farm.
Now I've got into the habit of basically barely subsistence farming. Okay. Now what do I do? What, just buy another hoe? Buy that. Buy a couple of hoes, shall I?
It's kind of interesting that the notifications you get are sort of in the middle of the screen rather than over you.
I absolutely detest the daylight thing. It is so annoying. It really is irritating.
Alright,
Right,
let's
here we go. So
buy
I'm
some. Oh, the carrots have gotten much more expensive. That's annoying because I need to make carrot soup. Alright, I'll buy 8 carrots.
there's a
And
whole
then
bunch
can I have the tomatoes gone up in price? Oh my god, potatoes are 120. I should have.
Buy some potato
some
seeds.
seeds. Ah.
Yeah, there we go. But they'll have gone down. I don't want to have to buy more hose. Oh crap! I need to go make some.
Even if they go down a little
Food.
bit, that's still a pretty good profit margin. 7 to
I'm
117.
gonna have to go and
I mean,
harvest
that's
some,
true.
I'm harvesting some of your carrots.
Okay, let's buy a couple hose.
1,
I'm gonna buy
2,
3 hose.
3,
Uh,
4.
I keep.
Where's
Yeah, the
what's
controls
that?
for the menus
Oh,
are
that's
very awkward.
achievements. I don't want achievements. I'm going to die. Go to the kitchen.
No, I don't want.
Cook carrot soup. Desperately eat the carrot soup, which might be on 6, 7, 7. It's on 7.
Alright, I've got a lot of
That was going to
potatoes.
4. There we go.
Can we have some daylight, please?
Yeah, hang on a minute. Here comes the daylight.
Yay!
There we go.
You're skipping over a lot of the daylight when you do that.
There we go.
Right, or we can harvest some more stuff, I guess.
I'm gonna plant all of these potatoes because we could make
That's
some
your cash
serious
crop.
bank. Yeah,
Uh,
at least
5.
hopefully. If these grow and then it's
Right,
no.
I'm harvesting
7?
all the
There we go.
stuff.
Oh, I can't see anything anymore.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
Oh, was that me?
oh, I died.
Oh, you died.
Oh, because using tools.
It uses up your energy.
Oh.
You should just play the stock market because that
Right.
doesn't use your energy.
Alright.
Okay, that's great. So let's play single player mode. Enter, tab, single player mode.
Oh.
Do you want to have a go at this? You have a go at this.
I'll see if I can.
So in the expo, they did mention to me that there might be a bug in the AI, so we might need to go into the project files later and try that again without, because currently the AI is not going to follow you around or do anything. So what we'll do now is we'll just play this as is and chat about the rest of the mark scheme. We won't talk about the AI mark. I will go away later and have a look at that.
How do you move these?
Q and E.
Q&E. Okay.
Yeah,
You mean you don't remember from the start?
So,
Okay. First of all, let's buy a bunch of
carrots.
carrots.
Because first up is presentation.
Tab. There we go.
Tab to buy. I think it looks really nice. I quite like the iconography.
Information design maybe could be.
There's a little bit of inconsistency with the icons, but I think
Yeah.
you might forgive
Oh,
them
I think the icons are alright.
but the game looks good.
Alright, I'm gonna
the
trust
only
in
problem,
the potato market.
The only problem for me is the day and night thing and the fact the nights are too dark. You just cannot see anything.
No coins to purchase potato.
My suggestion would have been to move at night time to having a blue light.
Or a torch that just follows the player or something.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm not even sure what the days do really.
I think it just indicates. So it indicates the passing of time, which is important because there's a whole set of mechanics that we haven't gotten to yet, which we can skip to in a little bit, that add disasters. So when winter comes, stuff doesn't grow, so you need to stockpile enough, and a disaster will strike every X number of days that makes your life even harder.
Wow. All right.
So this is
potatoes have gone up a little bit, but
this
not
is
enough.
quite a deep vertical slice. So
yeah, it's quite a hard vertical slice.
This is the thing. It's not necessarily, looking at it, terribly well balanced, but they have crammed a lot of features into this, which we'll talk about in just a second.
Well, let's talk about presentation, because I really like the presentation.
Presentation is good, yeah.
We've got some sound effects, we've got some nice ambient music, it looks really good, information design is really good. I could have done with a number above my number bar.
Yeah.
Because I when you're in a panic and desperately trying to eat some carrot soup before you die, you know how it goes. It's very hard sometimes to
desperately remember.
Like, what, that one? But
trying to find the 19 button.
So I think good is professional, complete, and effective, and it's definitely.
Yeah, I think it's easily there.
You might argue that it's
not
appealing. It's got some appealing elements, I think.
I would argue it being lower than good, to be honest.
Really?
What presentation?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, the menus are really ugly, and also the tutorial screen was exceptionally ugly. Let me check.
Sure.
Potatoes. Let's sell.
So yeah, the game screen was not.
No, it's that one.
I think for those reasons, I think
I think
the AI is about to die as well.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't know if the AI dying is a problem though. Quite frankly, I don't care.
If it ends your game, it's a problem.
Well, we don't know yet, so let's find out.
I think for me, you're completely right, Cam.
You can try giving them some food, see what happens.
But that's the reason.
I shall allow them to perish.
That's the reason I don't think it will get much more than it did.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the AI
Died.
That's
kills you.
So what we can
That's a
do
shame.
is, I think if you press, so there's another hidden debug key that I think is Shift L that will leap you a day in advance. So if you want to start again and just try and spam your way through to like winter and just see how that looks different.
Okay.
So welcome to summer. Make sure you've got enough watering cans. So in summer you have to water stuff.
Oh my god, you
can
to
sprint?
water stuff. You can sprint.
I didn't know you could sprint.
It was on the control screen.
Was it?
Might have been. I don't know. I think the sprint actually might be a bug, not a feature.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not on there.
Sprint.
Well, if it is a feature, they didn't tell us about it.
So you get these challenges where now you have to water and you have to.
So this one's kind of interesting. Mechanically, there's a lot going on.
Oh, wait,
there is a whole bunch of different features and facets that they've crammed into this. Balance-wise, it's a little bit tricky, and control-wise, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I would. I probably quite enjoy this game if it was a overhead vertical click on stuff to do it, menu-driven experience.
Yeah, tricky to do as two-player. So I can see why the controls are what they are. It's just a shame that they're not super consistent, like the.
So the controls are slightly problematic, the level of challenge is too high, I think.
What was it? Shift L.
It's hard, basically. It's hard just to stay alive normally.
Yeah, and this is before. This is like in spring when it's lovely. We've not even seen the extreme weather event.
No.
So in the expo they were showing off. There's a thunderstorm which can strike your crops and it will destroy your crop, but it will fertilize the surrounding soil.
That's a nice touch.
And there is a snowstorm which will. I can't remember what that does.
I'll wait till daytime.
Yeah.
I think there's another one that. So can you skip ahead to day 30 at least, and we'll have a look at that.
Well, I mean, if we're thinking about the mechanics, I would argue that it's at least playable.
Here's your thunderstorm, and once you get to that first disaster, you unlock the greenhouse, which you can spend to mitigate disasters on your crops, which is kind of nice. Now you get a bunch of snow. Snow needs to melt for it to water the fields, so it won't automatically water your crops. But by the time you get to spring, it melts and waters all of them for free, I guess, which is kind of nice.
Alright, I made quite a nice profit margin on those
How are you
carrots.
making so much money on the carrots?
It's just playing the stock market. So that's the other mechanical feature. The price of the items in this market is dynamic.
I should have bought broccoli.
So you have to decide when to sell things, which again is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
And it is briefly
I want to
mentioned.
buy a greenhouse.
Is there any way of predicting what that's going to do? So no
Don't
planning.
believe so. No.
So you just kind of have to.
Well, I mean, much
I need
like
to
the stock
eat.
market, right? There's no real way to plan for it. It's just a case
No,
of
I
when
suppose
do
it's
you
true.
break and sell all of your stuff.
Potatoes
when
are
do
fairly
you
low,
sell
so I'm
your
going to buy a
potatoes?
bunch of those.
So where would you put for play? For me, it's at least playable.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good in that it's got
What
some
happens if I
complex
plonk down a
mechanics.
greenhouse? I can't
The
put. Where do I
problem
put
there
the
is that
greenhouse
the
down?
controls start to get a bit clunky.
I was complexity-wise, I would say it's up at the excellent,
Yeah.
maybe even beyond. It's
Yeah.
it's the balance and and again some of the controls that let it down a little bit.
Was this
I think
the
that's fair.
meaningful play part?
I think that a good would be a reasonable outcome.
I mean, the controls are really awkward.
They're not that bad.
When you learn, I mean,
I've been
they're a bit awkward.
I've been consistently hitting the wrong buttons and forgetting which keys it is.
So I will say, remember, that's partly due to having to split a keyboard in half because, again, we asked them to make it a local multiplayer game.
I suppose, but I feel like they could have made it much easier.
The keys that they've chosen to control the thing is not necessarily a thing we're going to mark them on. When you're controlling the farmer, does it work?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I mean, it's a bit awkward.
It is.
It's a bit awkward to navigate this environment in this way. It's a bit awkward to line yourself up. It's a bit awkward to.
I was going to say,
sometimes finding the bits that you can actually harvest and
clumsy, but it's fine. Right.
I will caveat that last thing I just said with if they picked an incredibly bizarre control scheme where it's different sides of the keyboard all mixed up, I probably would criticise them for it.
I mean,
if you
just take the descriptive words, I would say that the controls are playable.
Yep.
That the mechanics are probably fun.
Yep.
And as a result, I would say that the thing ends up being engaging, which is good.
Yeah, I would almost say between a good and an excellent just because of the sheer volume of mechanics that they've crammed into it. But again, that's given them more things to balance. So
But then also, in terms of meaningful play, you then have to consider the fact that entire... assuming that you have both players actually trying to keep themselves alive, you don't need to use any of the mechanics except buying and selling food based on when the price changes.
Yeah, you're
as long as you've got a supply of carrot soup to keep you alive, you can just wait until your
little
turning
foray
a
into
profit.
the stock market definitely did raise some things.
That is the game.
So
essentially.
I will say I think it's good. Like again, they put in a lot of different mechanics to this, and I think that's partly because we asked for a vertical slice. I think they almost could have stripped some of those out and then polished up the balance a little bit.
I think that would have been a good idea. I mean, we didn't. Did you get into the other stuff as well? Like, what do you do with potatoes and broccoli and growing all that? Is that purely?
I
for the
bought and
stock
sold them
market?
on the stock market.
You
I
can't
bought a
cook them.
greenhouse,
So
but
you
we
can't cook
died before I could work out what it did.
I assume in a full release you'd be able to cook those as well. I think that was intended for this as well, but they didn't have time to hook that up. But
so okay.
So they're your money. They're your.
So let's talk about the proc gen.
So here's the thing.
Technically, it's not the stock market; it's the instruments.
All right.
What is the procedural generation?
It's basically the terrain. So where do those fertile bits of land show up, and where does the river show up? Is that hugely meaningful in what you're doing?
Yeah, because it's an absolute pain in the neck if it's not right next to the market.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And there's such a small amount of
I think this
harvestable land as well.
This was something which means what is the rest of the space for?
It's for annoying me.
It's just there.
So why would you not just if you start a thing and it's not right next to the market? Why wouldn't you just immediately restart until it was?
Yeah.
Or until it
this. I mean, it looks nice. You got a little stream.
Oh, to be fair, it does say that fields placed around the river have infinite water.
You can actually see that on the. But again, why
wait until the stream is next to the market?
Why wouldn't you restart until that was the case?
Part of the problem is that because we don't place the market in the store. I think a lot of games like this you place them yourself, so you'd make a decision about where to put them, and then it would make a lot more sense. Because you're saying what you're doing is so now the terrain becomes a feature, right? Because it's like I'm placing stuff to take advantage of the terrain.
Oh, right.
Okay. So they also say originally they were planning to have different types of soil, so you could only grow certain crops on certain soil. But after playtesting it, that was a bit confusing
and even harder.
Yeah. So they removed that.
I'm gonna go check if the AI eats.
If you give it food, it might. But
because I'd like to not die because the AI is not eating.
At the beginning of each season, the algorithm. I guess the main impact that they have is the weather and the seasons. So at the beginning of each season, the algorithm decides the days that will be rainy based on the percentage of rainy days for equatorial climate. Interesting. The date for the next extreme weather event is generated at random, but it must give the players at least 2 seasons to prepare. So not totally random.
Okay.
Probably quite high at the moment.
When an extreme event comes, the spawn position of each extreme object, so the thunders or the ice spikes during blizzard, is randomly selected with the rule that they cannot hit more than 10 fields in one half of the day.
Okay.
So again, there are some rules, but the fact that they're using the word random a lot there is maybe a sign that there's...
Okay. It was T to give stuff to the other player,
satisfactory would be straightforward procedural generation, incorporate some effective rules that enable meaningful play.
Just one last thing. There's also an adaptive difficulty system, which you can enable or disable in the settings, that keeps track of the player's inventories and hunger throughout each season, and then uses that to make adjustments for the next season. So it can lower the hunger depletion rate, lower the heat for the next season, so that the water in the fields depletes slower. So there's a simulation in when you've watered a sealed. And this is what I'm saying with the sheer amount of mechanics in this.
He does eat. Yay! Okay, so I can just.
So you're giving it to him and he ate it.
I'll just. No, I don't. No, give.
Y to get stuff back from him.
Y.
So you might as well get his hoe and his whatever that other thing is.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not using them, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Now I'm going to starve unless these tomatoes turn a profit.
But so here's the question: so is the procedural generation straightforward, and does it have effective rules that enable meaningful play?
I don't think the rules are very good.
The rules that you've just described sound like exactly what we meant when we said effective rules that enable meaningful play.
Certainly the weather, the terrain. I think the terrain. I think detracts from it.
Right.
Why? Because, as you say, there's no meaning in where they are placed other than it just takes you longer to walk around. That it doesn't impact any decisions you make. Yeah. It just makes it a bit harder or a bit easier depending on how close they are to the back wall, effectively, or to the river.
Yeah, I think the fact that as we've commented, there's no reason to not just keep restarting until you've got a good.
So if that was the only procedural generation they'd done, they would be in a bad place. Because they have the rules about the extreme weather events and trying to make sure that there's enough gap between them, and the rules about how that saves them, I think.
Yeah, well, even the other one only drops it down, I think, so that the majority of cases allows play, because in some cases you just wouldn't play. So I still think that it's close to a satisfactory. I mean, you might want to say it's halfway close to satisfactory in the past, possibly.
Apparently broccoli would have been the best.
I would say it's at the satisfactory. I would. Yeah, I'm almost inclined to say it's partway between a satisfactory and a good, but again, I don't think it impacts the gameplay. It doesn't impact you as the player enough. Like the rules are. It's nice that the rules consider the player.
Yeah.
And like.
I don't think the rules are there to enhance play. I think they're there to make it.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm still sort of at the satisfactory level.
What the heck was that?
So next
AI,
we're going to skip over, so they'll get some feedback from that later. Multiplayer. So did you find?
Yes, the tomatoes are finally worth it.
So that you were working together in any way?
So the problem with multiplayer,
okay,
is that you're just playing 2 single-player games, really.
Yeah.
With the only caveat that you can sometimes go, oh my god, I'm about to die. Have you got any carrots?
Oh, the carrots are so expensive.
Does this just say something about the way that you two are playing? Because in theory, you could say, right, I'm going to buy all of the hoes, you're going to buy all of the harvesters, and we'll like divide our labour. But I think certainly there's no need to do that. You can absolutely just play this as 2 single-player games, and occasionally you'll lose because somebody else went hungry.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the need to make sure your other player is at least not starving to death.
Yeah. So I you should be able to buy a head.
What?
So heads on the board.
Oh. Boil your head. So satisfactory is.
I would say
sometimes allows meaningful play for multiple players, and
yeah, it's kind of about there.
I don't think it's not. You could argue that it's allowing meaningful play for one at the expense of the other, or rather, it's detrimenting both because you can just randomly die.
I'm going to see if I can find out what the greenhouse does.
It's just not structured enough, as you said. But it's the fact that the game makes it, because it's a single player game as well.
Sorry,
with the same scenario, it means that you can just play it as a single player game, whereas it should be set up differently in some way.
Just as a minor tangent, I do like that. I do like the weather effects. Like they look really nice as well.
Oh, it's a lovely looking. The environment is really nice.
Like the fact that the snow on the ground changes and stuff. Melts. But in terms of I agree. The
we want.
Sorry, my tangents derailed me completely.
So
it's effectively 2 single player games, and while there is some space for interaction, like oh my god, you're going to die. Here, eat this soup.
Yeah.
Which. Yeah.
And you could orchestrate a bit, but there's no real need to orchestrate because there's nothing to stop us both just going in. I mean, in a sense, the best way to actually play this probably is for one of you to play the stock market and the other one to make food and keep the other person alive.
To use the obvious comparison, in Stardew Valley, if you're doing this, obviously a huge amount more mechanics because it's a fully realised game, fine, sure, whatever, but the mechanics are separated enough that you can be like, right, you spend today patting the animals, I'm going to go to the mines and do this other thing.
So then ironically the distance for the market things would make it better because someone has the job of going to the market and selling the stuff, and somebody so I think that's a problem. So but I still think satisfactory an experience that sometimes allows meaningful play for multiple players. I think they are there. I think that's fine.
Okey-doke.
What was their feedback?
From what I recall, they had relatively comprehensive feedback for this. Feedback was that there needs to be a simple tutorial at the start of the game, which they implemented. Only available when it's being played in multiplayer mode because of time constraints. This introduces them to the basic mechanics of planting crops.
Alright, that's good enough.
Furthermore, I received feedback that the procedural generation did not have a big enough impact on the game. They improved that by making it important where the tiles spawn and adding decorations so that the game could be balanced but different each play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the decorations help with that.
No.
And I'm not sure how
you read a lot of money.
Why it's important where the tiles spawn. So that's not entirely true. I think I do know because it's the river, but they haven't mentioned that in their feedback. Yeah. And again, I don't think it's a hugely impactful. As we already said, the biggest impact that the procedural generation has on play, or the most impactful one, is very much the weather and events like that.
Yeah.
So it feels like they could have done more sort of to enhance that side of things rather than relying on using Perlin noise to decide where you plant your crops. Another feedback was the AI should have a single function such as market over. Okay, so we saw very very briefly that you can give instructions to your AI.
Yeah.
So again, we'll come back to that later on, but that was another thing that they implemented as a result of feedback. So you can tell your AI companion, if and when they're working, to only harvest crops or try and do everything, or
so
only.
You could give them the instructions that we were effectively talking about in multiplayer mode.
Exactly. Yeah.
So giving people roles. So okay. So satisfactory would be feedback was addressed and the changes have been somewhat successful.
And a pass would be the same but limited success.
Yeah.
Feels like
and it feels like we're in that ballpark.
It feels like closer to a pass, but I'm inclined to say maybe partway between the two.
Yeah, I think there were some things in there they mentioned that have worked relatively well. So yeah, I think between the two. Expansion. Oh, what's happened there? Extreme weather.
That's your ice spikes destroying all of your crops.
Oh dear.
I don't have any crops though.
And again,
I've got 10 grand and I'm not doing any farming.
Going back to the procedural thing, the fact that the placement of the soil is random means that the random disasters they get like harder. It takes away your agency over managing it because you just have to plant the crops where the crops are.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. What was the expansion?
So I'm interested to see what they put for this.
So the DLC pack for Harvest Havoc Seasonal Survival could include mixed reality, so blending the digital world of farming with the physical environment of the player. So using mixed reality, transform their living space into a virtual farm, interacting with game elements as if they were in. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So real world terrain integration, so using the camera on their MR device to scan their environment and create a unique farm layout, mimicking the contours and features of the physical space. So you could plant. So your coffee table would be higher up, so you'd have to plant your more resilient crops up there, whereas your couch might be the banks of a river and things like that. That's kind of nice. Physically interacting with the crops, so actually reaching out and like harvesting all of your tiny carrots.
That's quite nice.
Locative weather system, so basing the weather in your game on the weather outside. So that's a really nice touch.
That's what I was waiting for, because it feels to me like that. So the difference between mixed reality and augmented reality are obviously quite similar. The augmented reality is normally the overlaying the graphics stuff, and here that sounds like it's kind of fun, but not really adding very much. Actually, it's the mixed reality stuff where you integrate it with real time. So using real weather, using real latitude, all of these things to kind of say where you play the game, you're trying to grow crops in this real environment. Like that feels like where you get some real extra value.
Yeah, and so the last one they mentioned is friends can join your farm in real time, projected as avatars in your space. I don't know how that is a massive change to the existing model.
No.
Got a heat wave, so that's your current disaster. So
also, hose now costs 400 coins. So
time to sell your hose because you don't need them.
Is that the adaptive difficulty that we're seeing?
I mean, I've got 30 grand. I don't need to.
Given that you've got enough, yeah. Okay, so that's interesting.
Oh, I need to buy some food.
Yeah, you do.
How do I've got plenty of money, that's fine.
Number 4. 4, just eat 4.
No, this is fine.
It's fine, probably.
I had 5.
You ate the carrot anyway.
I did.
Okay.
I had an extraneous carrot.
Okay. So
on the one hand, I really, really like the locative weather aspect.
Yeah.
On the other, it must be real frustrating to say, oh, all my crops have drowned because it's been raining here for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but welcome to the reality of farming.
I can't play this game today. It's too hot outside.
So I mean, I think what they've described is absolutely fine. I like the locative bits. I like the contextual weather. So a satisfactory would be it's a proposal that supports the main mode of play. I think it does.
Yeah.
Good would be that enhances the main mode of play.
I'm not hugely convinced. I think it might be partway between
the two.
Yeah,
it's getting there, I think. And also, I think although I quite like the idea of taking the real contextual information, it introduces a bunch of problems. which I would have expected them to start addressing.
Yeah.
So things like, well, what happens if if the weather is terrible, right? I mean, is this unplayable in Saharan Africa, for example, right? The other thing would be time. So yeah, that's great, but if it genuinely takes me 4 months to grow my carrots, right, then that's a lot less interesting as a game to play.
Yeah,
right?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that it meant just the existing weather seasons, and it wouldn't actually take 4 months to grow a carrot. But
even so, the whole thing about even the weather, right? So the fact that the weather here changes within a few seconds,
exactly, and
whereas the weather in real life, takes hours to shift from one type of weather system to another.
I'm going to wait until it's raining outside to play this game, and then I don't have to water any of my crops.
Yeah. So I think I would like for them to address that a little bit, but yeah, I still think that it's at least satisfactory and maybe halfway between that and good to reflect some of those nice ideas that they've brought in.
Okie doke. Right, let's move on to our next game. Right, this is Real Racer.
Okay,
Instructions.
This is fun music. Tarmac. Very, very small menu, rules of scale according to our monitor. Let's do multiplayer.
Instructions.
I don't like reading instructions.
It even says read.
If I play a game, I don't like reading. Why would you do that? You just go straight in and play. Keyboard and controller. Right, so courage. Right. Throttle L2 R2.
Oh, I think
Brake is X.
I'm guessing that L2 is
Spawn is X. So I'm guessing X is A.
Yeah.
We don't have official render, so
We have official run yet. So right, so respawn triangle Y.
Yeah.
So we've got pit toggle, where to pit, have pit stops.
Pit toggle is E,
Pit
but
toggle where to pit. Have
Oh,
pit
it's
stops
up,
on and
okay.
pass through green checkpoints.
Have
Pit
pit
stop
stops?
off.
Where?
And I'm bored. Let's play.
Pass through the green checkpoints. Okay, sure.
Right, let's go. Let's use the mouse
Yeah.
to go back, and then play multiplayer.
So
What's the difference?
What's between solo mode and single player?
excellent question.
Generating.
So
1, 2, 3. Oh, that was the right one.
click generate, you can generate tracks,
Okay,
and then
you select track
this one.
3,
Yeah,
that's
go for it. What are the tracks?
That's kind of nice. I like that they show you the.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is...
Maybe it's maybe you've got keyboard and he's got controller.
I did the controls there.
They just drove through me, slash over me. That's exceptionally rude.
Oh, look, it's got one of those queasy cameras. Right.
Oh, okay. Found some.
Oh, right. Get harsh on the touch this side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Pit toggle is off.
On the plus side, I'm not in last place.
Oh, you didn't move.
Oh no.
So I see a green thing over there in the distance. So you turn your pit toggle on.
Ow.
Oh my god.
My tyres are at 72%.
Your engine is at 130 points.
So what do I do with the pit
What just happened?
What do I do in the pit toggle?
So, being in the pit makes you fly.
Okay, so when you go through the green thing, that's the pit. If you have your pit toggle on, you go slower, and it replaces your tyres. Right, so
How do I turn it to pit toggle?
Alright, again,
for you, it's sort of getting.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not getting angry with this. Is this road on a camera?
It
feels like it.
Yeah.
Nope, clip the inside wall. I'm gonna overtake you though.
Very narrow.
Oh, okay, so I can't. I cannot affect them by driving into them. It feels like they're on rails, so I can't do my favourite driving game tactic of turning by slamming into the side of another car.
This isn't as forgiving as Mario Kart.
No! Oh, I was doing so well.
You still got half your tyres.
Probably. Oh, how do I get to go again?
I wonder, it doesn't feel like tyres are having an effect.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
very, very small.
small.
Where is it that we score?
No!
Bottom left. Oh yeah, bottom left.
I just slammed into the back of that car and it did nothing to me. Granted, I wasn't trying to do that
But
time.
whatever you do, don't lightly touch the wall.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, the fact that your momentum stops dead.
Oh, that's a really sharp turn. I was not expecting.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to need to fix
So
my
what?
touch.
Whoa! There's a lot of drifting as well. I'm guessing maybe that's intentions.
It might be sort of based on the time.
Yeah.
My meta space on it. So maybe you can't wait until the tyres are at absolute zero.
Why does the pit drop?
I'm going all over this thing.
The reason it raises you up is because there's not a solid pit.
Yeah, no, but I mean, why does when you get to the end it fully stops you rather than letting you continue on? It's dead stop.
Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah, I am. It is true. I am this.
Dirt Rally 2 is not this unforgiving.
Oh.
I just drove into a wall. Oh, okay. Oh no! Nice.
It's very.
On that 4 out of 5.
Did you slow down if you took your foot off
I would hope so. Oh no. Really bad judging this corner.
some sort of English?
I promise I am good at driving
Come on.
games.
I'll pick a nice movie.
Yeah, I want to play NASCAR.
Oh no!
Oh, crikey.
I picked all the way.
I'd like to be fair, I am like tapping the analog stick here to turn, and it is crazy sensitive.
Yeah, a single thing, right? It's quite aggressive. It just tap. Very often oversteers, which is a lot of times. The secret is not to accelerate.
Okay. Turning is not possible in fact. I'm catching up. Okay, they're all pitting, so I'm just gonna go on my bad tyres.
Whoa, turn.
The rest of this time. Nope, that was not that. That's great. One. Okay, that doesn't work. You can't turn on the pit halfway through.
There's
Spun out,
something
right, I'm going to reverse the rest of the way.
There's something about racing.
There we go.
The control of the car itself.
It's a bit of a challenge.
They have missed that target.
Personally, I
Despite the fact that I'm actually quite impressed by the crafting actually. Just so difficult to accomplish.
okay, this is right. It's not fine.
First player 2.
All the UI is gone. Oh right, we've got the race
What?
finished.
But is it?
Wait, what?
And also, why?
How are their times?
How are they worse than us? Why are you and I first and second?
I don't know. I don't remember whether to start or finish like this.
Why are we still racing?
I'm just that good.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I have.
Last. No, I'm last.
Let's see what happens if I
Who's the
go.
finish? No. You've got the... Yeah. Should we?
Let's try that again.
Space R. What's all this? Space.
Oh,
Well, what's the S then?
yeah.
Space is great. That's probably what I was supposed to do. Okay, let's try.
I think this is just slowing down.
Yeah.
No idea.
Let's go for
That's
one of these.
Using the tracks.
Could be one.
No, two's much more straightforward.
Only two.
Let's got some sharp.
It's got that very
Yeah.
sharp corner.
Let's find some new
Do you
ones.
want to generate some more?
Number two.
Number two looks
Yeah.
fairly curvy. Oh, it's got a nice straight. Alright.
Wait, this is. You've just ruined both of our.
I thought you were AI player. Get off me. Get off. Get off. Get off.
Put me behind. I don't like that.
I don't know how my brake works.
You're brace checking me.
Right, okay. Oh no.
We're very much now losing that. Oh,
That's your fault, that is.
what you? It's not my fault.
The touch in the corner, particularly on the inner corner.
So it's interesting that the stuff is not near the start.
Yeah.
There's no indication of where we start and finish like this. Though. I'd expect that's something like
Alright.
a checkered flag on the field or something.
This is much easier to just
See over there in the distance.
don't have a trick. Oh, look at that. Perfect corner there.
This is a panoramic skybox.
Yeah, I quite like the, you've got, see the whole track too.
You will not get away from me. I will not lose the race to her.
So one of my favourite things
Okay,
is
I
that
think I'm right.
as far as I can tell, I'm not actually on the track with anyone else.
Sometimes it feels like you turn incredibly sharply, very suddenly,
And then other
slam
times
into the
not
side.
at all.
It's like, and then yeah, sometimes it's like a little grip.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how this is so twitchy. When you come up,
He just
Will
drove
not
over
turn.
me.
there you go.
This
It's
isn't
won't
fair.
turn. Very, very good. Okay.
There we go.
Should we talk about the presentation?
Yeah, Lux.
I'm nearly.
So
Oh yeah, they all just
the
fit.
size obviously is good. But other than that, it looks really great.
I will say the skybox really does not mesh with the very cartoony
Yeah, that's true.
vibe of the rest.
But other than that,
You
it's,
made me look at the
nice.
skybox and I crashed.
Here.
So much.
Yeah, a little bit of music on the menu screen. Yeah, I would say, and the information's pretty good. I think the tyres are good. Not entirely sure about the engine temperature.
Oh, this is the point. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on YouTube. We are playing on a slightly larger screen, like you said. As long as it scales to a regular screen, then that's fine. With playing larger, it's easy to find out.
Yeah.
So, if you're on YouTube, it's good. But yes, otherwise the information is all seems to be there.
It's all there, and it looks nice as well.
Yes.
It's nicely formatted. And
Like the speedo is an actual
Speedo.
That's nice.
I think they've done a
I
really
did
good
not
job.
realise there was a speedometer.
I think they've done a really good job.
I don't know why you do. But it's nice
I
to
would
say.
I would say that this easily gets to the sort of professional looking level. Yeah. So that's good. The one above that is impact for what appealing. So the question is it impact for what appealing? It looks nice with the buildings down the side.
It'd be nice if there was a bit more like cheering crowd or like an indicator of where the start and finish line was.
Just a bit more variety.
Yeah,
I think
indication
the
of the
lack of
start.
start and finish line, the walls just being these red things as well, as opposed to having
And also stuff like
to have fake out
just different colours, so you can see.
what different sections
There's a reason that a lot of racing games have those details.
oh no, I've spun out. Oh
Track
no.
furniture, as it were. And it's because it gives you a really good figure of speed.
Yeah.
Particularly
And it
the
helps.
signs for sharp corners.
So I think some of
very
those things are problematic, but I would argue maybe it's at least a good, maybe halfway to excellent.
I feel like the stuff that it is missing, and also like the fact that the pit signs, well, the pit is just this sort of giant green wall. I would say good is
Yeah, I think that given the time they have,
Wait, I'm on lap
not a
6
bad
of
solution
5.
for having a pit, to be honest. So meaningful play, I think, is a bit more.
right. I'm gonna.
Oh, that's it.
Okay,
So,
so we didn't finish until you finished because I was on lap 6 out of 5.
I don't know what lap I was on.
so that's it done.
I was behind you.
I was way in front of everyone, which was a miracle because I kept going. There you go.
So you actually did.
I did win.
Okay.
And I actually did come last.
Okay. So I guess the first one was an odd one. Right.
Alright, what do we...
It's a shame I can't control it.
So, yeah, for meaningful play, the controls are challenging for sure.
Do you want to have a go at multiplayer?
I'm imagining it might just be there's no race, you're just driving around. Oh, number 1, that crazy chicane. I want to try that. Ooh, well, controller's working, so...
Yeah.
Oh, what is happening? Oh, that is... Ah, whoa. Crazy motion. Oh, that was not in the multiplayer.
Oh yeah, look.
The car is juddering quite a lot.
Definitely got sense of speed on this one.
Ah.
Yeah, that's much better, isn't it?
I can maybe understand why they didn't include that in the split screen one. That's interesting.
Feels loads more easy. You look like you're having much better time controlling the rivals.
It's a much simpler track. Let's wait until he gets to that.
Yeah. I have played a lot of racing games, so I'm slowly getting used to it.
I think that's the sort of stuff that stops it being right. But it still works. Oh yeah. So meaningful play. We don't have an enormous set of mechanics. I mean, it's a basic list of mechanics. We've got the I suppose, is being an extra one. The controls.
Very hard to use.
It is.
It's the fact
That's a problem, but also the sensitivity feels very odd. So it's locally really sensitive. So if you flip to the left, it twitch violently to the left. But when you get to a sharp corner and you press harder, it doesn't do a lot.
I mean, I mean, even with the controller, it's taken me a long time to get any sort of proper control of it. I managed that perfectly on the first lap. That's really sad.
It's really irritating. It sort of kills the whole. The racing games are all about momentum.
yeah. So
There's also, I don't know whether I feel like this, given that the racing aspects are so important.
So
The fact that
yeah.
the AI are essentially on rails, and if they hit you, they will smash you out the way to continue
So
perfectly.
we'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
Let's do a single.
Yeah,
Let's
that's.
give you a go. You have a
Okay.
go at playing single player then.
Let's
Yeah, do that.
Ah, okay. Oh, we get a Ghost Rider. Okay. He doesn't look anything like a Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I would say that the mechanics are kind of series one. So probably overall, I would go for satisfaction. And I think it's kind of just it's tweaking. It just feels like it needed some game testing in place.
I feel like Satisfactory is a little bit generous given how incredibly awful the controls are.
Yeah. But it's
Stuff like this, where there's so many things just kill you, but stop you dead.
That's true. There are, it's a racing game, so there's not. Well, I was going to say there's not a lot of extra mechanics to that. Mario Kart could have so they could have drawn in more things like that. Yeah, the way of actually giving the player more agency to that. That's true.
So I think that's fair. I think it's kind of. I think for me, the past is described as challenging, right? And that is my initial reaction to this as challenging. But overall,
I think
it's
I mean, a lot of the time,
it is playable.
I mean,
it was very unfair a lot of the time. Like, it's not just the controls are difficult to use, it's that a lot of the time, like, something will happen and it's just
Also, a lot of it feels like it's not
frustrating.
That's just tweaking some of the.
so that's the thing. It's playable rather than a big which is.
I still feel it should be down
let's
to
talk about
challenge.
the procedural generation.
So we talk about obviously the track generation is the procedural element of the game.
Yep.
They talk about how they use the spline package in Unity to sort of generate the track layout itself.
Yep. Nice.
Obviously, yeah, that seems to work quite well. They don't talk about how they make sure that those tracks are fun. I think that's the key thing.
How did they make sure those tracks were playable?
So they just have a number of points that are sorted in popular order. Each point represents a particular turn. Then you run cattle on the spline, you go to those points, and it gives you a.
So it just randomly generates the points around it.
Effectively. Yeah. So then they
very kind of distance from.
and then they go on to talk about the how they sort of effectively generate the track furniture that the Unity to allow different things to use the track, which is quite interesting.
If you have a 30 straight wall, you can just grind along it.
But the sort of main gameplay rule that they have that sort of let's say generation is deciding when to start things like this, where they say it's more interesting and more fun to start straight than it is to get so that's kind of interesting. Put some thought into how does the procedural
I disagree. It's like sometimes it is, but a lot of the time going straight into a corner gives you really fun interactions with the other drivers.
straight into the corner, yes, not on.
Right, yeah.
I think so.
That makes sense.
Satisfactory would be straightforward procedural generation that incorporates some effective good would be appropriate procedural generation with rules for it to enhance play.
Don't think
I
it
don't
necessarily
think it's
look like the three tracks that are generated. It doesn't look like one of them is the easy track, the medium track, the fun track. There's no.
I was going to say that feels like the sort of thing that you might do is you might very long stats, very and have something like that. So yeah, I think it's not trivial to generate.
No, not by any means.
A nice curvy track. So yeah.
I think it definitely clears pass.
So the AI is sort of tied into the procedural generation as much as by generating the track, they effectively generate the racing line. They do say that the AI uses a separate physics controller with a lot more straightforward physics than the main player controller.
That is obvious.
To vastly reduce the number of details they have to worry about when creating the AI. And to an extent, that's a good thing, right? You should be simplifying as much as possible.
Yeah.
Cal's already mentioned that it feels a bit unfair when the player just bounces off them, unfortunately.
I mean, I would say over simple AI that impedes enjoyable play is a perfect description of how these drivers feel.
So did they do anything like
So the AI players, if you like, the AI drivers, there we go, start with the perfect racing line through the
on the track, which I'm not sure is the perfect racing line.
So that's interesting. So when you said the perfect racing line, I was thinking that's quite impressive that they can't racing line.
Yeah.
But they haven't. They've just generated the sector.
Although to be fair, if the
But then-
physics are simplified, then it wouldn't really matter necessarily.
But then what they do is they have some noise and variation to that. So they don't all drive perfectly down the centre. They will sort of like divide. Yeah. Which convincingly emulates human error.
I mean, from experience, it doesn't feel that way.
They also say they have the idea of adapting the AI speed according to players, so the AI is always on the player's left. But they unfortunately didn't have to.
Oh,
One really nice detail, I like how they gave the AI names.
Yes, that's
they
true.
do.
Like,
But
that's a nice little touch. I know it's... Like, again,
They are admittedly copyrighted, but you know that's fine.
they are, it's, you know, part of the theatre of making the AI
Yes.
feel like it has more personality and things like that. Like,
So, is there any variance between the different drivers?
it doesn't look like it, no. Other than the sort of random variation between things. So it's not like, this is the real... So, going back to what I was saying about personality, if you had the star driver,
Yeah, the aggressive driver, the slow driver,
Exactly.
the defensive driver.
the bad driver,
That's a shame. Because some of those are easiest to do like this. Like the bad drivers are quite easy to just add more random noise. So, and actually a good way of doing this would be to have one or two drivers that don't have like random noise, two drivers that right? And then all of a sudden we've got some interesting variation, and you have that anything at all, or just plays the numbers. So I think kind of.
and also you can like tweaking the like acceleration levels.
So
speeds and stuff.
Callum, you put it down as a poor, overly simple AI implementation. I think that's a bit harsh.
I mean, it as far as I can tell, it definitely impedes.
I would
A
say,
perfect example of how it really impedes enjoyable play.
I would say, a pass is an AI system that permits simple play without features.
This is the thing that it feels like there's a lot of things.
Satisfactory will be that allows for meaningful play, good reviews for challenging, and enjoyable simple play. And obviously excellent. So I kind of, my gut feeling is that it's
To be fair, it does allow one choice, which is if you choose to skip the pits while they're on an event, you can overtake the pack, and then shortly after they will annihilate you.
I would say that it's halfway to a good meaningful play. Halfway to the pass satisfactory.
I think the fact that they use such simplified physical models sort of detracts from it a little bit, but again, the player also has a pretty simple, like, again, this is medium momentum control.
That's nice to know. My car wouldn't turn that hard. If I turn slightly, it would just turn slightly and go slightly.
My tyres are nearly getting pretty worn out.
Actually, yes,
And they got the tyres are true as well.
I think it's having an effect. It's hard to tell because the controls are pretty hard to away. I'm very strongly of the opinion that the AI makes this worse.
I don't know. Those cars
I mean,
you can compete against them.
This is the thing. You can just about overtake them, but
I think it's the AI themselves.
not in a fun way.
It's not the AI that's hidden, it's the physics of it. We've already talked about that.
And your physics, you have a very harsh.
So I think the AI themselves, I would say, yeah, I'm still sort of between a pass and a little bit higher.
Yeah, I'd go halfway between passes and I think there is something in the play.
Good. And lastly for the brief, multiplayer. So how did you guys enjoy the experience?
The problem is that I didn't have very much experience because the first game it wasn't that long. The second game we crashed into each other and I hit a wall and that was it and I couldn't catch up. So my problem was I wasn't, and there's no mini map, there's no sense of where they are. So my interaction was very, very low.
we crashed into each other, but
the AI
otherwise it's just
is all very good, so I wasn't fighting against other cars.
So, yeah, a couple of ways of like increasing the interaction between the two players. Obviously, mini-map is a good one to see where they are relative to you. I guess you could even do something like a sort of tournament mode where you'll get points of your places and then there's sort of at least some
I mean, it's fine. It works.
it's not dissimilar to the single player.
I think the other thing that we've said is that the single player mode looks much better.
Yeah.
It gives you a much better sense of speed. The multiplayer mode is really quite flat. This is really much better.
So I think it's not making it multiplayer other than the graphic doesn't detract from the experience.
no.
It doesn't. It's not imbalanced, so one player is not going to have a better time than the other. It's effectively just.
I think it's probably the satisfaction of experience that allows me sometimes.
Yeah, there are moments where you are sort of fighting together, and for the most part you're playing your own little games.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think
it's
fine.
It can be at the expense of both.
So I'm gonna. While we talk about feedback, I'm gonna grab this controller and I'm gonna have a go at the controller.
So feedback, they said they didn't attend most of the labs in the semester, therefore they only got feedback given on their first handle, which was the design document. So they haven't got feedback on this at all. Well, that's not so great. And the feedback that they got on their design document was that the vertical slice was lacking in some detail, and they didn't have an idea of where they were going to take it. Conversely, the feedback highlighted that they had a strong core loop and dynamic, so they decided to prioritise getting that right. Also, it's a little bit disappointing that they didn't attend the labs, because we also have other channels for getting feedback.
Yeah.
They can get in touch with us.
This is so much easier on control. Wow.
I mean, if it's that much easier on the controller, I'm very glad I didn't have to deal with the keyboard
It's a
controls.
lot easier. My goodness. No, I couldn't put my finger on it. Maybe it's just the single player mode that makes it easier.
It does feel very.
Yes,
PS3.
sorry, I'm so excited about actually being able to play a racing game. It's a lot better to play as well. Like, my experience of playing this is well, I think if we're going to quibble like that, I would put the mini for play up and the multiplayer down. Whoops. Oh, that's exciting. So yeah, I think maybe that's it. But yeah, that's interesting. Sorry, going back to the feedback. Yeah, I think you're right. I think basically we have labs for a reason.
We also maintain the Discord server.
The Discord's there for a reason. There is absolutely no reason you cannot get feedback. So they got feedback on their game design document.
Yes.
But not on their game.
Yeah. And the main thing that they said they acted on was prioritising the core dynamic, but they haven't said what it is. I assume it's right to the end. But they haven't said what it is, they haven't said what they did to really emphasise it and focus. So
it's the up on the D-pad.
So to an extent, if I was feeling generous, I would also say they made a total attempt to
Yes. I think sadly that's right.
It's okay. And lastly, the expansion, so how they change this to incorporate a technology. They have virtual reality. Placing you in the driver's seat. So giving you a 360 cockpit view, taking spatial audio, gesture-based controls is interesting. I assume you mean like holding your hand out as if you're turning a wheel.
I mean, the Wii did that.
Yeah.
It had controls.
It's interesting that like VR is almost synonymous with motion controls, even though they're sort of separate technologies. So the main thing they say is you can now look around the interior of your car, look at your mirrors, and feel like you're truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean,
As we discussed previously before we started recording, the use of the cockpit will like counteract most of the motion sickness people get. I also, if you're treating it as the same sort of physics system in this, the suddenly being thrown into the air occasionally will definitely cause problems.
Certainly with dead stop and momentum would still, I think, be a bit problematic.
yeah.
So I think perfectly fitting technology. They've got a gaming environment where they don't have to deal with the local language because you're sat in the content. They don't really expand on why they think it would make gaming better. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
Also, the point that they make of the use of, say, spatial audio, so you can tell where cars are on the left and the right and the right. You can do that with regular, with headphones or stereo speakers. You don't need a VI.
I think what they've said is fine. But they haven't really said anything about what they would do to kind of take advantage of that.
They hinted it with adding mirrors to the cars.
Yes.
More sense of place. But again, you're right. It'd be nice if they elaborated on that a little bit. So it feels sort of like a satisfactory level. So proposal for another technology that could support the main mode of play, and it does. It won't even enhance it. In-game. They do mention that the demographic of people who enjoy racing games probably also enjoy sitting in a racing car. But that doesn't tell us how the VR
To be fair, when I'm playing most games, I'm sitting down. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Right.
I think that is the last game of Dispatch. So we will see you again very soon for another video.
See you soon.